Hello everyone. It's Peterson by name, and I'll be your tutor or mentor for the entire PHP development section. And this video is for all the beginners who does not have any prior knowledge about PHP and what it does. So first of all, I won't be diving too much about it, and believe as for now you should know later on more about JavaScript, because if you know JavaScript and understand the syntax by now, you'll be able to get along real quick with PHP and understand what I'm talking about. So first of all, you just go to this website, Military School, and read about PHP or what it is. PHP is a server-side programming language. It does not execute on the client system or on the client's machine. It executes on the server, the place is being hosted, and in return it takes it back to the browser, and the browser return the output to the user. So before you start running PHP, you can download. There's a lot of server out there, localhost servers. When you type it, local host servers, when you type it, I think a lot should come up. I think so. Installing local server or what? Just let me say XAMPP. There's one called XAMPP fetch your localhost. There's one called WAMP. A lot of them actually, but I use the WAMP. So after downloading this WAMP, here's my own WAMP. So you start it here. It has already started. Just wait for a few seconds. This window is gonna pop up and boom. So you'll be able to see the icon here. This is the WAMP icon. So there's a little configuration here is not much. Think the configurations inside is MySQL or Apache. Yes, the HTTP configuration, or I think just a moment. If you look for it, the Apache should be the vhost here. I think this allow override all and require all granted. Should be different for new ones, but you can just look this in, rectify that stuff. So once you're done, just click it and you can click start all service. So after you install this guy, just a moment, and go to your localhost C drive, and you're gonna see WAMP here, and everything will be accessible inside the www folder. So whenever you're developing, you're gonna add your folder inside this guy here, and when you go to your browser, you just type localhost. If you type localhost on your browser, this is what you're gonna see. This is the default page. I've already moved mine. So when you come here, you're gonna see others files in this folder. So just move it inside one folder, so you won't be having this problem over here. So this is what you're gonna be seeing after you move that folder. So any website or folder you placed here, you can just go ahead and start clicking it one by one. So I already created a folder down, PHP for Beginners. I'm gonna delete it, the index.html. So nothing's there. I have a little programming language. Oh, sorry, I said programming language. Okay, we can use Notepad++ to start our development, but I use NetBeam for my own development. Okay, it's a paid version. I think there are several free versions over there. Okay, just get one that you used to. So for the sake of those that don't have NetBeam or so, I'll just use the Notepad++ since it's absolutely free of charge. So right here, this is one of the best website that offer free resources and different languages, web development languages. Okay, so let's go ahead and start ours. So first of all, this is a new file. I want to write something inside, and I'll explain this later. Let me save the guy first. I'm gonna save it as index. It's always index.php is the extension, so I'm gonna locate my where's it, computer. Okay, I'm gonna locate my C drive, XAMPP, WWE folders, and there's the PHP for Beginners. I'm gonna save it inside here. Okay, so PHP, as we said before, executes in the server. So right now it's gonna execute inside this localhost. This is not my server. It's gonna execute inside this server and send the output back to the browser, and return the browser is gonna interpret it to us. So PHP are written in blocks. So how do you create PHP blocks? You start by less than sign, question mark, and PHP without any given space here. Together, PHP. Then your codes that you're going to write will be at the middle, and then question mark, greater sign. So we're done with our first syntax, learning how to write PHP blocks. And PHP blocks can be inside anything at all. You can add it inside a JavaScript. You can add it inside CSS. When I mean CSS, inline CSS and internal CSS, not external CSS. Inline and internal CSS. You can add it inside your JavaScript, both external, inline JavaScript. Okay, so that's for that, and you can add it just basically anywhere in your web pages. So let's start by learning the syntax. First of all, variables. You should understand what variable are by now. So how do you create or name a variable in PHP? They have the rules, so you can name it whatever name you want in any way you want to name it. You can use a camel case like name, like this, name place. You can use underscore, whatever you want to use, but this is not allowed. Dash, and then you cannot use numbers to start your name. It's always a name followed by whatever you want to do. So let's start, and let me just say price is equal to, you should understand this by now, since I'm not gonna write a string there, so I can just say 500, and then I can say q to y, quantity is 5, and then I can say total is equals to the price times quantity. And so how do you output JavaScript, sorry, PHP? In JavaScript we have about 3 or multiple ways of reading our result. You can use the console.log, the prompt, the alert, I think so, and you can use the DOM elements, the P's, the document element. Okay, so right here, whenever you see print, it means you want to see the results of what you're looking for. So if I said print total and refresh this page, it's gonna print 25. So whenever you see print, just know it's the same thing with echo. So I'll be using echo often. So there's one called var_dump. var_dumps it's always used for development. When we are developing, it's not used in real world, because it will show you everything about including the errors, the data types of what you're going to see. So right now, if I var_dump it, it's showing me requesting index.php in line 5. This is an integer, and this is the value 25. So let's check. In line 8, as you can see, line 8 is 25 and integer. So let's check floats. Okay, so if you go here, I'm gonna look for data types. Okay, you can see data type, we have string, integer, floats. So let's check floats before string. 500.9. so anything that has a decimal is a float. A float can be both integers and decimals, so you can see these are floats, 509. So what about strings? Str, let's see, hello world. And you always close this guy here with a semicolon at the very end, always necessary. If you don't, it's gonna throw an error. Maybe okay, just gonna remove that guy for now. So okay, let me remove this guy and save it with that. You see, it's an error. You can read the error. Unexpected var dump on line 9, which is here. It's coming here, but sometimes it's not where the error is showing. It's not the main place that the error is coming from, but you just have to look above it, maybe just as it is now, like 2 lines before, no, before it. So closing it, it's gonna show us the real thing over there. So let's okay, you can see this is a string and the length is 11. Okay, so I want to tell you some okay, string, integer, float, boolean attribute. The boolean attribute are just 2 types, true or false. So if I say is price greater than quantity, you're gonna say true because 500 is greater than quantity. So is price less than the quantity? False, because 500 is not less than 5. Okay, so we've learned about 4 types. So this non-value, I'm gonna create a value that is known. Okay, let's use this str again, and then let me say xtr and that object is gonna throw error undefined variable. Just forget about that. Look at it, the value is known because there's nothing inside there. The value has no meaning. It is not an integer, it is not an empty string, it is not a float, it is not a string, it is null, nothing. So that's what this one means. Simply means null. When the value has nothing in it, it is null. When a variable mean. So I want to copy or look for some HTML text here. I think I'm gonna find it here. I think so. Just a moment, just to make everything fast, because I never intend to teach this stuff here. So I'm gonna go down here and copy this guy. There's no head, so I'm gonna create the head. I'm gonna create title. Okay. Okay, so I'll say, okay, there's I can see headers, and these I'm gonna say this is my first project. Okay, so whenever I call that headers, just like to keep PHP block in one straight simple line, make your work neater. So I'm gonna echo there the headers. This is my first project, you can see it up there. So the var dump, let's kind of var dump. So there's one thing you need to know about echoing or calling your request. what you want to see. This is a variable headers inside the double quotes, and what if I use a single quote outside? You can see it up here. It does not understand it, except I remove this and add it like this. As long as I've already assigned it as a variable here, or as a string to this variable, so it does not matter if you add this double quotes or single quotes there. You can just call it just like that. This is my first project. So in any case, should you want to add a variable inside this quotes, it needs to be a double quotes, not a single quotes. That's the only way it's going to know that, yeah, I am a variable. And if I should move this guy inside his name being, you will understand it more better, because the color will be, it will highlight the color add for you whenever it's wrong, is right. So but we're just gonna go ahead and keep on using the notepad plus plus. Yeah. Okay, so how do you concatenate in PHP? You know, in JavaScript you use the plus sign. In PHP you use just dot sign. So I want to add two things here. I say this is my first project, and okay, see, this is my first project through web developers. So this is how to concatenate. Even though there's a lot of space here, there's a lot of space, does not matter, as long those space does not count. Okay, so just to make the work neater, we can just add maybe one space here, so anyone reading your code could know, okay, you concatenate these two guys over here. Okay, I want to echo this guy in let me train an alert. Okay, it should be okay. Just let me add a script tag. In let me train an alert. Is my first project, so you see that it can be anywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna comment that out, and then what else again? You can add it in your style. Okay, let me see, style, color, so let's create a variable over here and see col is red. Is a string now, red. Okay, so you see it's blue, and also there's one good thing about it. So I'm gonna return this old guy. First of all, let's create div. PHP is so cool, and I love coding PHP. So here I'm gonna return just one thing. This is a PHP block. I want to return okay, let's just say RAT. So let's create a variable here. I want to return a P with some writing. So RAT is equals to, double quotes, and you can write your HTML, whatever HTML you want to write, you can write it just inside of a PHP component, so inside just the way I'm writing it now. You can assign it to a variable, whatever you want to do with it. So since I've already used a double quote outside, I cannot use it inside again. It need to be single quote. So let's add a style. This with single quotes. Color will be gray, and border will be 1 pixel solid red. And then here tutorials, so I can call back. Okay, I've already called it. Okay, this is my first tutorials, you can see. And then when you check this guy here, view page size, you see border 1 pixel. So this is just the basics. I just want to explain it to those who have no prior knowledge about PHP, so you understand how they work. So I think this is all for now. Let me go back again. The variable, you've done the variable, you can see echo slash print. Okay, you can use it at echo print, echo. Just read from this guy. Print, the same thing it does in var dump. You know, these are the data types with its string, integer, float, boolean, null. This two do some other time. We don't need it now. And then your operation. These are the operation, the same thing as JavaScript, nothing changed. Constant. Okay, let me show you constant. You can use constant to do a lot of multiple things, and we'll be using it a lot. We'll want to begin our project. Constant is just define. It is a function, so we need a bracket. And then right now this guy would not show us one thing about the function, but when you go here and just create a new file, and let me say, okay, let me create a new file here. So whatever you write here is gonna, pop up define name. This guy here, name is very good. It gives you intro about what it does and everything. The name and value. Case sensitive files. You can do so many things with define. So I want to define, just as those people say, greetings. And then so using a constant, this name, okay, just a moment. Okay, so let me call it here. So a constant does not need, you can just go straight just like that. Good morning all. Does not need but you have to stay echo. You got to echo whatever you're looking for. If not, nothing. So when using a constant, you don't need to add the $sign, as this will show undefined variable. Well, since a constant, it just goes like that. You define the constant name here. This is the name of the constant, and whatever you need here. This cannot be only string. You can see 0. And when you go back, outputs, you say 1106 as 600. So you can do a lot of stuff with a constant. Okay, this is called constants. A constant, yes. So that's what a constant does. We've done the operators, and just read about the rest. Are just easy. The same thing with JavaScript. No difference at all. So where we'll see the place that there's so many difference, I'm gonna teach about that. So the next thing I'll be teaching is about the functions. I'm gonna talk about the functions. So these are the functions, just for you to learn the syntax, and that's all. Okay, I don't think they are here, so I'm gonna write about the functions and we talk about that. Okay, no problem. Thank you for watching, and do have a great day.